Something that I'm fascinated by is what I would call the myth of certainty. One of the things that I often find myself saying is, this is a bit of a design fault when it comes to human beings. And I think this is one of them. The fact that we don't like not knowing. It's not always true of us. It's not true of us when we arrive. Babies have absolutely no problem with not knowing, other than not knowing when their next meal is coming from, or not knowing when someone's going to cotton on to the fact that they need a nappy change. But apart from that, they're perfectly fine with not knowing, because there's just about everything that's going on around them. They have no clue, and they're in the process of discovering. And there's few things in life more delightful than going for a walk in the park with a 2 or a 3-year-old and watching what happens when a human being isn't afraid of not knowing and is in that phase and stage of their life when they're on a roller coaster ride of discovery, and everything is a discovery, and they don't have any fear of what they're discovering. They're just discovering it, and they don't mind that they don't know, and they're learning what it is as they go along. But by the time we've been through the educational system, quite a bit of that has been knocked out of us, and we've turned into adult learners. And adult learning is a completely different thing to learning when you're 2 or 3. As adult learners, we come up against our fear of not knowing all the time. Attached to this fear of not knowing is the fear of not looking good, the fear of getting it wrong, the concern that we will make a fool of ourselves, and that if we do, we'll be ridiculed or humiliated in some way. And the reason why all of that has become attached to not knowing is because of the experiences that we've had in the course of growing up and going through school, finding ourselves in situations where we didn't know the right answer, and people did make fun of us for that. It's unfortunate, though, because not knowing is a fabulous mindset for learning. The Buddhists call it beginner's mind, the ability to return ourselves over and over again to the wide-eyed curiosity of a 2 or 3-year-old. We've replaced our ability to enjoy not knowing with a desire for certainty. And it's really such a huge design fault, because there's no such thing. There actually isn't any such thing as certainty. We might be able to produce something that looks a little bit like certainty in brief moments of time every now and then. We might be able to say with some certainty we're pretty certain what's going to happen next based on what happened before in certain situations. But the truth is, deep down, we know that at any moment something could come along that will completely change the landscape. If we could give up this attachment, if we could let go of the fear, if we could actually approach every day from what is in actual fact the truth, which is that it's brand new, it's a never before day. I think there's a saying by Maya Angelou, I love this day, I've never seen this one before. If we could approach every moment like that, instead of being attached to knowing and searching for this mythical certainty, what might happen? What might we discover? And how much more at ease might we be with the moment by moment by moment unfolding of life?